to another episode of Lessons for Life. For those of you on Abundant TV that are watching tonight, you've probably not seen me necessarily out front like this before, maybe a TV interview or something that we've done. But I'm the technical director behind the scenes. I'm Bob Etzel, and we've got a special program tonight for you where we are going to be doing just one program. Normally we do a special social media live event, and then we turn around and we do a separate recording that we bring to the Abundant listeners and viewers. However, we are actually going to take our live broadcast and reproduce it just for you guys on Abundant. So we welcome you, Abundant viewers, tonight to tune in, and we are glad you're with us. If I'm not going to take much time tonight, but I did want to come on, give a special greeting to our Abundant viewers and tell you we are glad to have you watching tonight as we do this special live broadcast. It's really unique. We're going to be doing a final interview for a candidate who is looking to get a vehicle. They need to get a vehicle. And we have two ministries represented tonight that are going to come together and do some final interview. You're going to get to see what it's like to be a candidate for this special vehicle that Rings Ministry is going to be donating over the next few weeks. I know they've got some other candidates to finalize things with, but we have one of those candidates with us tonight, and we're going to do a special interview session with them. And so you get to drop in and be part of this, and we're glad to have you on board with us tonight. Our program wouldn't be what it was at any time without this man right here. I know on the social media world, they love him. I know you love him on Abundant. Why don't you make him welcome tonight? Here's your host, Pastor Dave Mathis.
Hey, that was a great introduction. I enjoy that. It makes me feel like I'm better than I am. I have to be humble now. You know, I want to get right to the program. I want to introduce first the people that are going to be doing the interview tonight. So if you can pull up my good friends, Caleb and Brian. Okay, Brian, why don't you start out? Tell them a little bit about what you do, and then we'll get to the interview. And Caleb, you follow, okay?
Sounds good.
Good evening. Thanks, Bob and Dave, for having me back. I kind of feel like I'm a regular. My name is Brian Robbins, and I am the director of a program here in Battle Creek, Michigan that fixes up older cars and gives them away to mothers that are struggling with transportation. And we've been doing it about 7 years. We just gave away car number 99, and we're going to do an interview tonight for car number 100. So thank you again.
Okay, Caleb, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about you. I know you were recruited by or have mentored by Brian, right?
Oh, yeah. I've learned a lot from Brian, and I recently got to meet one of his mechanics, Lance, and he came down and actually helped me work on a van that we just gave away, number 1 today. First van today. So that's a little update for everybody. Nobody knew that until just now. We have actually someone who we bought the van through donated funds through Faith Fueled Garage, and we gave it away to someone today, and that's number 1. And these folks have said as soon as they get on their feet, they're going to start donating back into Faith Fueled Ministry. And I'll be using those funds to help other people find vehicles or fix their vehicles.
Wow.
Okay, let's get right to it because we only have 28 minutes. So let's bring on first the candidate that you're going to interview. And if you will, bring Estelle on screen.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Well,
Nice seeing you. Before, if you guys don't mind, you told me at least once, Brian, sometimes it's really good to have somebody sponsor or talk about the person we're going to talk about. And let's have our pastor, which sometimes co-hosts our show. Let's have Pastor Darrell come on. Pastor Darrell?
Hello.
How you doing? Looks like you're at your cottage somewhere.
Yeah, I am. It's great to be on. Thank you, Dave.
It's great having you on. By the way, great sermon today. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Now, you know Estelle personally.
Yes.
And before she ever opens her mouth or is interviewed, can you tell us why you think she qualifies for transportation.
Well, I think I've known her over 10 years, and I think about 2 years ago, it was we baptized her, and ever since then, I think she's really been locked into her faith, and really, like the last year, she's just been growing by leaps and bounds, and has been super regular in her attendance, and has started to really be active in the church, administering. And now it's not just a place to be served, but to serve others. And I mean, she goes before church and checks on on one of our elderly people, and does stuff with, has lunch with her or breakfast, and makes sure she gets to church. And we sense, and most recently, she came to the altar after the end of her service, and she feels like God's calling her to something special. And she's a great mom. She works hard. And of course, while she's working, the rest of us are sleeping. So that is a challenge in and of itself, and that was really part of the difficulty, I think, in getting to church. It's just people who work third shift. It's a crazy schedule. So, but she has been locked in the last year, and I've just been so proud of her growth. And anybody who knows her just knows that she is effervescent, and just the love of the Lord and the joy of the Lord is in her life.
Okay, now we're going to say goodbye to you. Is that okay, Daryl?
Yes.
We get to the interview. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to watch the rest.
Okay. Okay, Brian and Caleb, why don't you guys I mean, I've never done one of these before. Why don't you do the interview that you normally do for the person that's talked to you about a car? And by the way, I want everybody to remember this car that's going out today, or not today, whenever we go out, is the 100th car they've done, and it'll be a big celebration. So, how do you want to handle this? What do you want to do?
I can take over for a bit.
Sure.
It was very important to have Pastor Darrell come on, because we don't know who we're talking to a lot. We don't know who we're really has applied, and we have very limited resources, and we want to make the best for them. And we really, we think about this a lot. We want to do God's best and get this car into the hands of somebody that's really going to feed back into the kingdom with their car. So real quickly, remember 30 seconds or so elevator speech. Do you want to tell us, Estelle, what your life was like before you came to the Lord?
Oh, dark. It was very dark. I've struggled my whole life from a very young age. Parents were divorced very early. I had a very abusive stepdad. And then just going into my adult life, I was diagnosed with manic bipolar episodes. So I've been in and out of third floor hospital, struggling really hard with my mental health. Going into adulthood, a lot of abusive relationships, and then becoming a single mother was pretty hard. Once my son's father kind of got into some trouble, that was when I really came to the Lord. I remember I was working as a waitress, and I was struggling, and I just finally cried out. And when I came home, there were these little baskets that the church had given to the community that had all of the essential soaps and things. And there were some things in there for my son. And I kind of just took that as a sign.
Estelle, you said the church came. I know you belong to the church I belong to. Was that the church?
I'm a part of the Sherwood Free Methodists. And they donated all of these baskets to the community, which was absolutely wonderful. And then the very next Sunday, I came to church and I opened my heart up on the altar, and people came up and prayed with me. And
you went to the. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I clarify a couple I'm thinking about? So you went to the altar. Is that where you accepted Christ as your Savior?
Yeah, I hit my knees and I just gave it all, and people came up and laid their hands on me, and it was the first time in my entire life, and I get goosebumps every time I think of it, as I felt so surrounded for the first time after being so empty and so lost and so dark. It was the first time that all of those little voids and all those little holes had finally been filled for me. And
Now, Estelle, I'm going to go back just a second because I'm slow and sometimes I miss some things. You said you had a child
yeah.
with your son's father, and is the child with you now?
No, the child lives full time with his father. I'm happy to report that his father turned his whole life around, and we are happily co-parent, better than ever now. We get along great. He's actually got an award ceremony coming up that we're going to attend this week, and we're very proud of him. We don't know which award he's won, but we do know that he has won an award, and that's really great to see.
Wow. So I think real quick, churches out there, you have no idea what your obedience and yes to the Lord is going to do. Here's a simple basket that's now doing eternal glories for something that was probably kind of easy to do. So that's awesome. Estelle, tell me about this. You've applied to receive a gifted car. And so obviously you have transportational issues. What's that like? How's life without dependable transportation?
It's been kind of a struggle. I've been borrowing my dad's car, and I love my dad. He's been such a great sport, but now he's looking to join the fire department as a volunteer, and he's going to be on call, and so it's just important for him to have that, to be able to serve the way the Lord wants him to serve as well, and saving lives and helping people. And we haven't always seen eye to eye with it. He's retired, so he doesn't like being at home, and and I'm always trying to run errands or go see my son, or go check on my friend Linda, which is the elderly lady that Pastor had mentioned. And I'd like to be able to be more involved in the community and attend like women's groups through the church and things, and I just can't do those things. One, because I work the night shift, and two, I just don't have the.
You have a job then? The job is at a local gas station, or what is it?
Yeah, I work as a cashier at our local Johnny's there in Athens, and I love it. I love being a part of the community. Working night shift, you get some wonderful characters through there, but I have so many regular customers who tell me all the time, it's your kindness in the mornings that just reset my whole day. And you serve it with a smile and a coffee. So, I mean, it's really great to serve like that and do those kind of goods. Yeah.
How do you find time to sleep?
Well, I do sleep during the day. I have the very famous blackout curtains. My coworkers kind of joke and call me the vampire of the group because I don't see much sunlight. But I do. I try to make the time to get adequate sleep, and then I get up and around, and I go right in. Yeah.
You're going to work after this interview, right? You work tonight?
Yes, I do. I work tonight. Wow. Tomorrow is my only day off, and I will be traveling up to go see my son in the afternoon.
That's awesome. So Caleb, what kind of questions do you want to ask Estelle?
I have one. This is going to be two-parter. You kind of already mentioned how having a vehicle could positively impact your life, like to help your elderly friend get around, get back and forth to work, to release your dad's car back to him, which shout out to him for being a first responder. That's amazing. And the irony is you work at a gas station and have nothing to put gas in. So,
yeah.
So I guess my question, outside of just the worldly things that it could affect, is how could a vehicle positively affect your spiritual life?
Oh, it would open up so many wonderful opportunities. I did just express to Pastor some time ago that I was looking towards ministry, and today I volunteered in junior church. I think that's the way I want to go with it. I think I'd really love to become a Sunday school teacher and work with the youth. Particularly the littles. I have a soft spot for the littles, and it it was a wonderful feeling today. And so to be able to get some out and be able to serve like that, that would be great. Maybe go back to school. I used to do childhood education when I was younger. I thought I wanted to be a paraprofessional before I got into, factory work and other jobs. And yeah, I don't know what it was. I was just sitting in a sermon and felt felt the call. And then today, working with the kids, I mean, I think they're going to take some time to warm up to me, but it was really wonderful. I had a wonderful fruit salad from a young lady who made me some complete fruit salad. That was wonderful. And learning the Lord and sharing that with them was really great as well. Sarah,
Amazing. I just
the lady I
got to know. Maybe you can help me with it. My understanding is that you've been using your dad's car to pick up somebody else and bring them to church. It lives quite a ways from you. Is that correct?
I check on my friend Linda. She's an elderly lady. She's a wonderful lady, a little spitfire, I call her. She's got such a spirit. And she's recently had quite a few health conditions with her heart and things, and she's been in and out of the hospital. So she actually treated me to breakfast this morning, and I go every morning and check on her for church. And she just lost her son, and not long ago, and I was there at the funeral for her. And she's just a wonderful lady, and I would love to have a vehicle to be able to help her more. She's always asking me, can you come, spray my weeds, burn some trash, things that she just can't do herself anymore. And it would be wonderful to be able to come and go more often as a please to visit with her, because she's a light in my life. She really is.
Wow.
I need to say we can ask one more short question, but by the time we get done, I know this probably isn't. I want to apologize to both of you, because I know that usually you have a lot longer to be able to interview a candidate. We're only got a 28-minute program, so running out of time. So you guys can stay on the air afterwards if you want to, but you can talk to her more. And I do know that you had time to talk to her before we went on the air today too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
We've been talking a couple of days now. So Caleb, I think we're hitting on a lot of things that both you and I like. The family that you gave the card to today, what was their situation? Did they seem like Estelle? Kind of.
They were very much like Estelle. They were so eager to serve. And another thing is, too, they've gotten vehicles that were just undependable from people who weren't willing to work with them on price or on reliability. And when their vehicles blew up, they had nowhere else to go. And they have a kid, and they have 2 full-time jobs, actually 3 full-time jobs between 2 of them. So it was just the perfect, it's kind of like Estelle, just kind of like all the things lined up, everything we look for in a candidate, and they just fell into my lap at the same time that this Honda Odyssey van did. And we were blessed enough to give that to them today, actually right before I came here. I'm actually working VBS, so I don't have a whole lot of time left on here. I've got to run back and be the crazy bug guy. So I've personally heard everything I would need to hear from Estelle. Brian, do you have anything else?
Well, Estelle, my pastor just this morning, he was talking about, filling up seats in a church. And I don't really think that it matters if you fill up seats in a church, as long as you have a group of people that are listening to the Lord and being obedient. And I think what I'm hearing here is that you have been listening, and you have been extremely obedient. I love your heart for kids. I love your effervescence that Pastor Darrell said. I love your kindness to people in, my mom used to always say nothing good happens after midnight, but I don't think my mom ever met you at a gas station. So you are doing some great things.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
So Estelle, we are running out of time, but you know, it sounds trite, but pay it forward. What do you think you can do with transportation?
Oh man, besides being able to get back and forth to work, to be able to serve the community, you know, it would just open up so much more opportunities to be more involved with my son, to be more involved in the community. I'd like to touch more lives like Linda and help them come to church, or help deliver food, you know, when we do distributions, or, you know, be able to have the option to volunteer more for the programs that our church do, you know, breakfasts and things like that. It would just, having transportation opens up so much opportunities to get around, and you never know who you're going to meet in life and who's going to need a little bit of kindness. So I think that would be the most important thing to me, was just, like you said, pay it forward. I tell everybody that I work with all the time, is never miss an opportunity to give away kindness, because it's free and it's wonderful. And the Lord teaches us to love God and to love thy neighbor. And, you know, I know that's not always the easiest situations. Believe me, I have my moments where I'm like, remember what you learned in church.
Oh, yeah, we all have that.
Not everybody is that's kind, you know.
Estelle, you know, 17% of the county that I'm in doesn't have great transportation, and Rings Ministry will never be able to give everyone who needs it and deserves it transportation. And where Caleb is, where Hurricane Helene hit, you know, he's got a much larger number, and I can't wait for the moment where Caleb surpasses Rings and gives away their 300th car. Yeah, that'll be awesome. But I was told, and I think we're all in agreement. Are you in agreement, Caleb?
Absolutely.
I'm told to have you look at your screen right now.
Before we do anything, can we have?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug.
Oh.
Congratulations, my friend. I can't wait to hear your stories about how you were just loving God in this car.
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the ministry you both do. I mean, not just me, but for young women all over. You have touched so many lives and opened up so many wonderful opportunities for them, I'm sure. And it's really an honor to be able to be on here representing your guys' ministry and a spokesperson for the process of interview, because you are doing such wonderful Lord's work just by being kind and touching so many lives the way you guys do. So thank
How do
you.
you feel now, as Vivian and Sarah say, that's great news? These people know you and they say, awesome. How are you feeling about all this?
I'll tell you, it was wonderful to have the love and support from church family today. When everybody came and prayed on me, it was just, my cup runneth over. I couldn't ask for a greater community, and just what a blessing. Thank you so much. Like I don't even know how to express how happy I am right now.
Well, we are working on this car. It's a great car. In fact, my lead mechanic said this is the best older car we've ever worked on. And this is I'm sorry that you can't drive it to work tonight, but we're working towards it. And you and I and a whole bunch of other people are going to meet up on Thursday, June 19th at Sunshine Toyota. And we're going to introduce you to all of my crew and give you this car and do a little bit of paperwork. And then you got to get down to the Secretary of State and make this legal in yours. Okay. So congratulations. I can't wait to hear all the fantastic stories of what you're going to do for the glory of God.
Same here.
Can you touch upon the fact of what a great night this is? You announced your first car completed. You're announcing that you're at your 100th. Can you give us how you feel about what you're what we've just done tonight.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Oh my gosh, I'm ecstatic. It's like those videos you see online but never think you'll get to experience in person. You know, like I'm the guy that's always watching people online get stuff given to them, or people coming back from war, and I'm the guy that's crying, you know. But to be part of the process is amazing for me. It's huge. It's just a blessings day all over. And I personally, I've never actually had, I think this is one of the best days I've ever had in my life. And it's only going to get better because now I've got to run away and become Bugs the Bug Man. So I'm going to have to split. They're playing my music. I'm going to run in there and be a crazy bug guy. Estelle, congratulations. I'll be praying for you going forward that everything goes great.
So wonderful to meet you. Thank you so
Caleb.
much.
You too. See you guys.
Brian, I'd like you to say some things first. You've been doing this for 7 years.
Yes,
You
sir.
take no money. The people that work on it take no money. And I'd like you to tell people if they want to donate, how they can donate to your ministry.
Well, my ministry has a website. It's www.ringsministries.com, and on it we have you can give to us there. We also have, like, we had a car show a couple weeks ago. We'll be having a big dinner in November that hopefully Caleb can come up and be at. But we survive on the goodness of others, and we're blessed to be a blessing. And we try to operate out of gratitude, and it's not always been easy. Silly old cars do silly old things, and but we are it. We are the hands and feet of Jesus Christ and the Lord, and it's a pleasure to meet wonderful people like Estelle. I'm very, very excited for her.
Estelle, I've just got one question. You've just won a new car. Now what do you do?
Well, I have to get ready for work. But I'm just so blessed, and if I may, I would really like to share a scripture with you. Just kind of sums up how I really feel, if that's all right.
We got 1 minute. Go ahead.
So this has become my new favorite scripture. I found this the day that I text Pastor about you guys helping me. It's Philippians 4:4-9. And I read this in church today. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you.
Awesome.